Hello everybody, we're doing something new today. I currently have my secondary monitor displayed right now. I'm going to be starting a Davinci Resolve tutorial series. Y'all are going to hear me talk so much, but let me resurface here. I am mainly doing this because I feel like a lot of Davinci Resolve tutorials are dated, very dated, and I feel like at least with my generation, we have to make it the slightest bit more entertaining. So like making it easy to follow while still having some entertainment substance to it. And in this case, I'm going to be doing everything in parts. The first video will be on installation, setup, importing videos, and just going over hotkeys, keybinds, the UI. The second will be going over video, clip color, compound clips, and change clip settings, including the inspection menu. The third will be going over simple effects, voiceover, and text. The fourth, which I'm still debating on if I'm going to do a fourth anyway or merge it with 3, it's going to be how to avoid copyright in my way. And then the fifth will be harder effects, video composite, and export settings. And then I might do a 6th one specifically on pictures, for those who strictly plan on using Davinci for like animation or the finalization of like an animation video. So let's start this off with something simple. Right here, I have Davinci Resolve pulled up on Google. Now, because Google is shifting with its AI usage, and 9 times out of 10 it will immediately show you just a sponsored answer, which could be injected with hacks. Honestly, I would prefer if you just hit web, ignore that it's in Russian, it's just my VPN, and go to web and see if it removes some sponsored answers. This just shows Davinci Resolve and Davinci Resolve download, and then this one I'm not too sure. 100% safe and virus free, I'm not too sure about that. So let's just click on the first one, and it should take us to Davinci's website. Now currently we're on Davinci Resolve 21. I'm still using 20 because I have a bad habit of just not updating stuff, but it will automatically let you know when there's an update in software, so you don't have to go back into the thing and update it. Hold on, there's something coming by. Now, I use the free version. If you're a huge geek or you're monetizing, you feel like it would be an investment, then you can get Studio, but honestly, you can do a lot already with the free version, so I would just do the free version. But yeah, this tells you everything you need to know, has a bunch of stuff on it. That's not what we're concerned with right now. It shows all of this. You can ignore the AI stuff. I could really care less about AI. And if you're subscribed to me, then you probably could care less about it too. So you go to free download now. And then you select this one. Just for the purposes of this video, you select this one. Not Studio, but Resolve 21. And you click the one that you want. So let's say, for example, I'm just going to do Windows. Now, the one gripe I have with Davinci is the fact that you have to put in your email and your street address and your zip code. No clue why they do that, aside from... Actually, let's go on the privacy policy now. No clue why they do all of that and why you have to do all of that, but this is a requirement, unfortunately. So you will have to do that. I'm going to, like, just slide over their privacy policy. So, actually... Let's do this here. What personal information do we collect and use? About when you visit our website and services, but not limited to when you register, download software uses, register for one of our mailing lists or the BLACKMAGIC forum. We may collect the following information: contact details, country of residence, trade show when applicable. We may also collect IP, normal website stuff in the 21st century. How do we use your personal information? What reasons do we have? We will use it for the purposes of providing services to you or your organization. In addition, using your personal information to provide our services to you and your organization will inform us may use to administer our services, including contacting you in relation to payments. So I'm assuming that's if you use Studio. That's probably why they do that. to administer and moderate Blackmagic forums, to verify your identity, respond to your requests, and contact you when necessary, to provide you with news, information. Please ignore this thing above me, or when you consent to the processing where we ask you to, e.g. for certain sorts of marketing and other processing where law either requires this or where it is our policy from time to seeking to consent for our processing. And because we're crazy again, let's go to TOS didn't read, and let's put Davinci Resolve. I love this website. I highly recommend it for anything. Look at Google. Look at Google. Look at Twitter. Look at TikTok. Let's look for Davinci Resolve on TOS. Okay, weird. Y'all need to hop on adding Davinci Resolve to terms of service didn't read. Hold on, I gotta do this again. Okay, I think it's done. It's done. Now, ignoring everything here, these are just previous videos or projects and stuff. When you download it, and I would put it in a place where it's nice and safe and snug, you will have this screen. It should say 21 for you, but I'm on 20 because I am lazy and didn't feel like updating it. You should have new videos, whatever, and then an untitled project. If you wanted to export it in here, you can. I don't do that though. We'll go over that in another video. And you can do import, which will import it from your files. I'm 9 times out of 10 sure. I have not used these before, and for this video, we don't really care. So either you can double click this or click on new project. If you're a beginner, we're just gonna hit new project. And it's going to give us a name. For the purposes of this video, I'm just gonna put how to Davinci underscore to clip. This underscore right here is just a way to condense the space. I'm gonna have to censor this out. You can change the location of where you want it to be. I'm just leaving the media location the same, and then we hit create, which will open this up for us. Give me a moment. Now that we have this up, it looks like a lot of information. So let's start off by just saying a few things. This is your media pool. You can drag clips into here, or you can import it by right-clicking and hitting this or doing Control-I. When you import a video in here, so let's just get a random, I'm gonna go to this monitor. I'm gonna drag this clip right here, and you can either, or actually, let's backtrack. I rarely ever use this tab. I don't even know what it's called. Let's go to this little thing with the 3 lines. It looks like a s'more. We're gonna drag this clip into this line right here. You can drag it into the media pool and it'll do that, or you can drag it right here. We're gonna drag it directly into the timeline. It's gonna ask you to change project frame rate. You're gonna say change, because if you don't, none of your extra audio channels are gonna show up. Now we're gonna switch back so you can't see all my other stuff. When you drag this thing into the timeline, it'll show it in your master. So it'll show timeline 1, and then it'll show this. If you want to, you can make an extra timeline. I almost never do that, so I'm not gonna go over that. You can, even though it kind of defeats the purpose, you can look at another thing on timelines because I'm not educated on that. But yay, you just imported your first video, great. You can, this orange scrubber right here, you can drag it around, YouTubeify your stuff. And you can drag this around. Now outside of the media pool and the master, you have all of these things up here. If you hit B, this razor should show up. And if you want, you can take these little minus and pluses. You can either click them or you can just drag it. We'll take the scrubber now that we've hit B, drag it up here, and we're just going to click this. You see how all of these were cut at once? That's because I have this right here selected, which is linked selection. Normally when you import a clip that has all the audio channels immediately connected to it, it will be linked. So if I record something on OBS like I am now, and there's 4 channels, and you hit change frame rate, all 4 channels should show up. Now, if that does not happen, or one of your channels is somehow muted, that could either be a limitation on the device that the video was transferred from, or the audio was merged into another audio channel, or number 3, it could have been just muted, or the settings for it was wonky, and so that audio channel didn't record, which has happened to me a lot. That's some troubleshooting you can do in OBS in the settings. But if I were to take the scrubber again, so grab the scrubber in me, hit B, see how instead of selecting all of them, it just selects one. And if you cut it and do that, look at what happens. So the only time I would ever unlink anything is if it's lagging your device, or if you're in a rough, or let's say this was my rough cut for the video and you wanted to do, and you were in your final cut and you just wanted to do some like silly stuff, move some things around, whatever the case may be. Now that we're on the razor cut, if you hit A, it goes back to your selection. The whatchamacallit, trim mode and dynamic trim mode I've never used. I've never used any of these either, so we're just gonna completely ignore them for right now. Position lock, it just locks the video so it doesn't move them. Marker, you can hit M and it just kind of gives you an idea of where you're at in the video. I've been using markers recently to mark where I'm gonna put like a certain funny moment, or where a certain section starts. Then you have extend zoom, detail zoom, and custom zoom. I just keep it on custom zoom because it just makes it easier. This is your stop, play, go to next edit, go to previous edit, and your loop buttons. You also have a jog wheel. I've never used a jog wheel in my life. This is your show keyframe tray, your voiceover, and your timeline view options. We'll do something for voiceover later. This is your master volume, your DIM, and this is your little audio thing that shows how the audio is moving. Hi. You should normally always keep your thing in green. My audio on my laptop is weird, so usually I just keep it in yellow. Yellow is when it's starting to peak, and you normally, like, realistically, if you're editing professionally, you never want to have your audio peak up really high, because the idea is that you keep it in the green so the viewer can tweak their audio settings however much they want. But because the audio difference between my laptop, between Davinci's application and the exported video is starkly different, I have to... Oh, snap mode is also important. Snap mode is what makes your little scrubber click on certain things. So if I were to do a rough cut, let's say I'm going to link stuff again here, here, and here. Whenever you have a cut or the beginning or end of a clip somewhere or media, it'll automatically snap into that. So like, yeah, it'll do that. So if you have snap mode off, let's say I hit N again, because this triggers with N, then it's not going to snap on those, just in case you want to do something like finer, I guess. So we're just going to hit N again, because I normally keep this on. It makes my life a bajillion times easier. Now what I was saying is, in theory with the volume, you don't want it to go to red, because then it might be too loud for certain viewers. The idea is if you're editing professionally, you want to keep it in green so they can adjust it however much they want. That's for another time though. We're gonna hit Z. Now these up here take you to your different panels down here. This is your fusion editing, this is color correction, Fairlight, deliver, which is export, and this is cut. The only ones I use are edit, fusion, and deliver. I rarely ever use Fairlight. Well, I almost never use Fairlight, and I rarely ever use color, unless it's more of like a cinematic thing I'm doing. Color is for those who are just really big on cinematics. You could also do it with the color corrector in Fairlight, but for the purposes of this video, we're just gonna stay in here. So okay, we have all this stuff. We know all of these keybinds. We know how to set our stuff up. And we kind of understand the UI. What do we want to do? So I'm going to go over a few more things. I've never used quick export in my life, so I couldn't tell you anything about this. Mixer, I don't understand that personally, so that's out of the question for this. Metadata, it just tells you the metadata of the clip. I'm gonna have to censor that again, because, yeah. Inspector, this is where all the goodies are at, and I'll go over Inspector in more detail, but basically what it is you can transform the clip however you want. 1 is at full size, 0 you can't see it at all. You can change the position however much you want. Control Z is undo, by the way. You can rotate it however much you want. You can change the anchor point so it can move in a different way. So let's say I put the anchor point on this side. It'll move towards that side instead of directly through the middle. You can pitch. You can yaw. You can make it do a little dance. Undo all of that. You can do that. Dynamic zoom, I've never used. You can crop it however much you want. This is great if you're trying to like remove any personal info that may be on something, or if you're trying to center the video at some point. Softness is how soft the corner is. I almost never use that. Retain image position, you can do that if you want. It doesn't really matter that much to me. Composite, for the artist, these are like, Jesus Christ, these are like the layer effects you would have in like your art program or like any basic creative program. So like your Photoshop, your Clip Paint, your Ibis Paint. You can do however you want with that. Speed change, you can just do that a different way, I'll show you later. Stabilization, I've never used that in my life. Lens correction, I've never used that in my life. Retime and scaling, never used that in my life. AI super scale, we don't care about AI, we're not touching that. So, speed change. How do we want to do this? For videos, you can hit Control R, and this should pop up speed change, and it'll show a little number right here, so it says 100%. That is the normal speed of your video, 100%. If you hit this little arrow right here, hold on, I'm gonna have to open it again. If you hit this little arrow right here, it'll say add speed point, clear speed point, change speed, reset to 100, freeze frame, reverse segment, rewind, speed ramp, and reset clip. I've never used reset or speed ramp before, reset clip, or clear speed point, but I will definitely experiment with those and come back to that if I feel like it's something worthy to talk about. But for just basic editing, the only thing you need to worry about is change speed, freeze frame, and reverse segment. So let's say I wanted to speed up something to avoid copyright, because God knows Daybreak has copyrighted stuff and it's so annoying. Or if I wanted to slow it down. Let's say, oh, I want to speed my clip up. Let's just hit 200%. And the great thing about doing the Control R method is the fact that it automatically shortens or extends your clip for you. Now, if I were to just, let's do Control Z. Now, if I were to just hit this, do change clip speed, and do it like this, normally it won't change it. So let's cut this right here and say I want to right click, change clip speed, put up to 300. It's not going to shrink it. But if I were to do Control R, hit this little arrow right here, change speed 200%, it's going to shorten it. So I highly recommend doing the Control R method for changing speed in between razor cut clips, rather than just the change clip duration, because it doesn't really do that much for that. But if you're using audios, which we'll get to in another video, then I recommend change clip speed. And this is actually a good thing to go over. We do things in chaos here. I know you have ADHD. I'm looking at you, undiagnosed ADHD child. I am here for you. And because I'm here for you, let's right click on this clip. So many fun festivities we have here today. We have new compound clip, new fusion clip, VFX connection clip, which I've never used before, render in place, which I've never used before, your keybinds like copy, remove attributes, cut, ripple cut, delete selected, which is backspace, ripple delete, shift and backspace, enable clip, which is D, change clip duration. I'm gonna go ahead and re-explain how that part works because I used it for an academic project for one of my finals last year for uni. Basically, the time is how long the frames will be total, and then the frames is how long that every singular asset is each. So let's freeze frame it right here. So say I have a bunch of frames for this animation I did in Fire Alpaca, and I import them all directly into the software, and they're all lined up one by one. If I wanted to change the frame rate of each individual frame, I would do frames. Now, the reason it has so many frames for this clip is because it's a video, it's not a singular photo asset. Now, if I wanted to change the time duration of every frame period together, that's when I would use time. If that makes any sense, but we're not going to go over that today. That's going to be for another day. You have your change clip speed, open fusion page, reset fusion, clip color, which we'll go over another day, generate optimized media, render cache, confirm, lock enabled, find a media pool, clip attributes, text selector, link clips, all that fun stuff. This is the bulk of the stuff you're going to be going through. I promise you 90% of your time is going to be in here. Well, 99.9% of your time. 0.1% of your time is going to be 0.5% of your time is going to be just flicking through this. And then 0.025 is going to be like this, and the other 0.025 is going to be this. And then that extra 2% is going to be in here. So we're going to flip back again. Boop. Boop. Now we're back here. Okay, 3x3. You didn't really teach me anything though. So I want to see you edit. Okay, you want to see me edit? First thing we're going to do, this first audio track right here is all the audios combined, say if I was going to do a stream. So I'm just going to delete this completely. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit down and...
Hi.
Hi.
Congrats on
Hi.
graduation.
Thank you. Thank you. I was about to tell you something before we got dragged into the game. I was actually supposed to be playing with my girlfriend.
Oh, I remember this clip now.
Yeah.
Is that Chompy?
I'll play the...
Okay, now let's say I want to cut this here. I think it's really funny. We have Chompy running around, right? We're going to move this over a little bit.
Here, I'll play this one game, but then I gotta go back.
Or actually, let's focus on Chaotic since he's talking.
Yeah.
This right here is the Discord audio. So we're going to do... Actually, let's go back to A. We ripple cut this. We're going to hit B. We're going to left click right here because our snap mode is on. And because it's linked, it's going to hit all of them. And now we're going to hold on to this entire clip. We're going to ripple cut right here. We're going to go to video on our inspector. We're going to zoom our X in. We're going to move our Y. If you want to go down, you move your mouse to the right while left clicking. If you want to go up, you move it to the left while holding left click. So we're going to hold left while going left click and go up. If you want to go to the left a little bit, or push your thing to the left, you got to move your mouse right while left click. Opposite way, vice versa. So because he's running this way, I want this frame to be sitting right here, so your eye is forced to move towards this little yellow spot right here. So let's just play that.
Here, I'll play this one game, but then I gotta go back.
Just something very simple. Now, what about deleting? Very basic stuff. Let's just find a random spot.
Hi, so it's nice to...
let's say we want to do right here. I'm going to hit B, left click. There's two things you can do. If you want everything to cut, when you cut the thing and you want it to push up like sandwich back into the other one, you hit delete. And it'll automatically push everything to the front. But be very careful if you have an audio track in front of the thing right here, because if you have an audio track right here and this is pushed up here, it's going to smush into the audio that's right here. So be very careful about that when you do delete. Or you can hit backspace and just move it yourself. So let's just look at this simple little thing.
Yeah. Here, I'll play this one game, but then I gotta go back.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna go back to their VC.
Bye, guys. It was nice to see you again for a bit.
Bye. I'll try to see if I can play with you later.
Okay. Very basic stuff. I could cut it here. I probably will. The second one will be more on clip color, more extended clipping and things and all that. But yeah, congratulations. You did your first little thing in Davinci Resolve. I'm so proud of you. I don't know if anybody's told you that before, but I am now. Now, if you wanted to import another clip, let's just a random clip I have. I think I have a clip of Loki's me playing maracas. So I have my files. I'm gonna drag this over here. See how that interferes with that a little bit. Now, this is the issue if you have a lot of audio channels and you want to stack something up top. It will cut the audio channels where it wants to put its own. So because this also has 4 audio channels, it's going to automatically want to merge with 2 and 3 because it's already the second video. So it's going to push the audio from 2 and above or below, whatever the case may be. So we're going to delete this. We're going to drag this video to the side, and we're going to keep this raised up to video 2. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to remove these 3 because we changed the frame rate to meet this video's needs. This would have to be forced into video 1 for all 4 to show up. So we're just going to remove these 2. And we're going to push this down here so then it has its own spot. We're going to link the clips again, drag. You can either do Control-C, delete it. You can either do Control-C, delete it, and put it up here, or you can just drag it by left clicking, selecting, and since it's linked, it'll automatically select the audio and dragging it all the way back here. You can do this too. You can make them do a little Macarena. And now, let me just zoom this out, do something stupid. And now, boom! We have Loki playing maracas on top of the video. Beautiful. And then you can delete that. If you were to backspace it, if you were to delete it here, it wouldn't really do much, but let's say if you had it like right here, it would do that. So just be very careful if you have it rubbed up directly on a razor cut clip. So we're just gonna backspace it, and yeah, simple stuff. I hope that helps. That's just version 1. We be doing some little goofball activities, and have a great day. And I'm gonna edit this. Stay creative. Peace.